Good evening all, hope we are all doing well. Welcome to Affinity Racing. Welcome along to what is set to be and guaranteed to be my worst stream of all time ever. We are back on the pad tonight, following on from our British Heart Foundation stream last night, which went pretty badly. And after a practice race at Spa, there was no rain on this race, but after a practice race at Spa, I can confirm that this is about to go a hell of a lot worse. So, tune in, strap in, sit down, relax, and watch me absolutely butcher these few races. This is going to be borderline embarrassment. Take a guess on how many rage quits we end up with tonight. And this video basically, or this stream, will soon become a video which will be no doubt titled Why I Hate Racing on Pad, or why you should never ever race on pad. Hopefully everybody can see me and hear me all good, and everything like that is all fine. As I mentioned yesterday, we changed the stream around a little bit, or I've had to move mics around and stuff like that because I'm no longer sat in the rig. So things on that side, what's that rattling? Things on that side look a little bit different. So, yes, hope everybody is doing well. Welcome along. Let's let this lot know what we're up to. Adam, Ark, how we doing? James, yeah, exactly. James also said, and I replied in the chat saying, "Don't do it. Have a night off." And I said, "I wish I was," because, yeah, that practice race, if that was anything to go by, was horrific. Absolutely horrific. So there we go. Man's got to do what a man's got to do, James. I'm here for the rage and potty mouth. Well, I'm going to try and avoid both. But if this gets the better of me, there's a chance that by the end of the night, my channel is removed and blocked and banned from YouTube, potentially for life. That first race that I just did there was absolutely horrendous. Started at the back, finished at the back. Except I started 6 seconds behind the leader and I finished 45 seconds behind the leader. Loads of penalties because track limits was a massive issue. I really struggle with the actual, when you're so used to racing a wheel and how much quicker it is to be on a wheel, the delay in the control of a car via pad is just something that you will never ever be able to get used to. You are used to it when you start on pad and you go, alright, this is the way that it is, and that's fine. And then you go to a wheel and it's so much better, and everybody goes, oh, this is so much better. And then when you go back to pad, it is a major learning curve. It's a major step down, I would say, 100%. It just feels like, for me, oh, we got traction control on there, I don't know why that is. It just feels like, for me, it's almost like it takes a second to realise what it is that you've done in terms of steering input. So everything else is kind of fine. Obviously you get down on the power and the brakes just as quick as you would do a normal set of pedals. But for me, the steering input is just so slow. It is borderline unbearable. So we're going to try and take a look to the inside here, I think. And you've got to make a much bigger conscious effort to get off the power to allow the car to turn in, because, oh, there we go, that was a good move. That was alright. Don't know why I'm complaining about pad, actually. That was not too bad. I feel like you've got to make a much bigger conscious effort to get off the brakes and power to get the car turned in, because it almost, as I say, it takes about half a second or a second to get the car to essentially go full lock either side. And if you've got the slightest bit of power on whilst you're doing that, you know, what feels like 5-10% steering input is just virtually at zero with any kind of throttle input. So anyways, we're going to potentially try and stop complaining for just a little bit. I'm probably going to struggle to keep a check on, oh, we've been hit there, we've been hit. I'm probably going to struggle to keep a check on comments as well as I would like. Oh, we've been hit a second time there. Not very good. Possibly because I am on pad and then therefore driving quite a bit slower. The other thing that is really annoying is there's some of these corners, particularly around Spa, where I felt I would be able to get down on the power so much earlier on a wheel, because I can line the steering angle, whatever, you know, as I would like, and then just absolutely plant my foot. I'm finding that I'm having to lift so much more, get down on the power so much later as well, because I'm just constantly fighting against the pad for what I want the car to do, basically. But we get another move there, so that is not too bad. Might give it a go on pad just so you can relate. Oh, here we go. We got a bit of rain. I probably don't recommend having a go on pad unless you really want to damage your DR. I would probably give it a miss if you want to remain in the decent lobbies that you'll be racing in currently, Adam. Oh, and contact there. I probably should have done a better job. Oh, and then contact there as well. I probably should have done a better job there of making sure I raced side by side there. Sort of turned in on him a little bit. That's the other thing that I find with the pad, is that I feel like at the moment I'm still, at least anyways, it might change as time goes on, but I feel like I'm still sort of second guessing how I should be driving each corner. I feel like what I'm actually doing is reacting to the screen as opposed to I feel like I'm reacting to the screen as opposed to how it feels through the wheel. You can almost feel when you've dropped it onto a curb and when you're losing control of the car before you see anything on screen. With a pad, I feel like I'm literally reacting to whatever the pixels are doing. And in this case, that just looked like I absolutely attempted to ram him off the track there, but that was not the case. Now, we've got a bit of rain coming in, which is going to make it even more tricky. Oh, on pad, I would have thought everybody going to be struggling here. Just trying to work out whether or not everybody is going to be going into the pits or not. It's definitely worth the inters at the moment, I would say. But as it looks like the weather is drifting away from us there. So I'm actually gonna stay out here. It looks like the weather's drifting. Nobody seems to have come into the pits yet. Although admittedly there is probably some of them wishing that they did. That's another one there. Look how, I know we've got a bit of wet weather there, but look how long it took the car to get turned in. What feels like understeer is absolutely horrific. One thing that I will say about pad is that it is still a lot easier to save it on pad than it is on the wheel, because you get so much more feedback through the wheel. I actually think the reason that pad is easier to save it is because the feedback is so much less, so much worse. So you think, oh, I've binned it, and you just go full lock, opposite lock, and you've almost overreacted, but it is just what saves the car. As opposed to the wheel, you try and go minimal input and minimal locking and all that sort of stuff, and sometimes you can under save or underdrive the save. But I know that they have made the wheel. Oh, I know that they have made the steering inputs purposely a bit easier in slides and stuff to save it on the pads, because it was just so difficult. That's for Gran Turismo 7 at least anyways. GT Sport was the opposite way around. It was so much more difficult on pad. Right, now the race leader has backed everybody up here, and all of a sudden we are within 4.5 seconds of him. Yet in P10. Oh, See, that's what annoys me there. It took so long for that. If you look at when you look at the red dot in the middle there, which is your steering input, yeah, and then we get a penalty. This is the other thing as well. It takes so long for that to drift all the way over slowly to the left-hand side. Whereas if you're on a wheel, you can go full 180 in half a second, and you've got full lock either side. But it just takes so long on pad that you've really got to be able to predict what's going to happen and predict what steering input you actually need, which is not too bad on a qualifying lap, or it's a little bit easier on a quali lap when everything is just sort of set and as it is. But when you're trying to react to traffic like we are here... Oh, that's Kirith. Kirith in front of us there. Well, of all the people you want to be racing alongside, Kirith is most definitely one of them. Of all the people you want to be racing alongside while you're on pad and embarrassing yourself, Kirith is not one of them. Oh my days, I hope he's not streaming, because that's twice we've just bumped into the back of him there. Sorry, Kirith. Right, we're still in P10. Feels like we've done absolute missions up and down this grid so far. Oh, there we go. There's the steering input. Really helping me out there. Oh! Didn't see Cuscus there. Absolutely flying past us. Around the outside, fair play. I also find the steering on the straight lines to be a little bit darty, so the slightest little nudge to the right or left, it really feels like the car over exaggerates. It's a lot easier to be specific with that. Oh, sorry buddy. It's a lot more easier to be specific with that on a wheel and precise. Just going to go straight to the inside there. Go on. That is fair enough. Oh, I thought he was going to have that one there. We're therefore then going to have the better exit. The better run through Puyong. The other thing as well, if we may continue to complain about being on pad, is that of course when we want to do this on the bottom right hand side there, we've actually got to take our hands off the steering input, which you don't have to do on a wheel of course. That is really, see how much I've got to lift there just to make sure I can get the car through. This guy absolutely flies by us there. Through Blanchimont. Oh, and then I tap him for good measure. Sorry buddy. I promise, I'm so sorry David there, I promise that was not deliberate. Everybody's going to be thinking, what a sore loser this guy is. We set our fastest lap as a 2:38. What's going on there? My fastest lap is a 2:38. 6 seconds off the race pace. How is that even possible? David might have a penalty there. I think he will do. Yeah, he's got a penalty. I do have to say that just recalling the experience of driving on pad on PlayStation 4 versus PlayStation 5, the haptic feedback on the controller is absolutely mega. So if you do only race on pad, you know, and you don't know any different, then this is absolutely awesome, really. You really, really do feel the curbs on the left-hand side of the controller, the right side. You do feel those wheels spinning just that little bit more clearer. So from that side, it's a massive improvement. It's just when you've driven on a wheel for 2 years, to come back to it is so bizarre. And so limiting it feels. Really, really limiting. Like that corner there, I feel like I would be taking that flat if I was on a wheel, because I could have got the car turned in so much quicker. But maybe that's just me needing to then turn earlier because I'm on the pad. Go. Still P13 here. Absolutely horrendous. 33.8, 3.3 seconds off the fastest lap. I just find it impossible to be quick, impossible to be smooth. That's not very good. Sorry guys, I will catch the comments. See, I've done the same thing again. I will catch the comments. Dawn, how are we doing? You can change so it responds faster. Right, okay, well I need to have a look at that then. Maybe that would help. It's all kicking off up ahead here. See if we can catch back up to these guys. Crazy that is a fight for P10. Spa in the wet, or the potential for wet on a daily race C. I really would have been disappointed if you said that I would be behind watching the fight for P10. I'm not even involved in it. Right, in the slipstream now. Watch how early I'm going to try and turn here. Oh my god. I don't know if you would have seen from the steering input, but that was mega early. That was like 50 yards before the corner. Oh, I'm never making that. Ooh, try and dodge Cuscus there. Oh man, still don't. That was only a 10th off my slowest lap. Look at all that time we lost in the bus stop. There we go. That was a little bit better. I'm going to be losing DR like there is no tomorrow on this. Go, come on. 6th gear just does nothing. It's pointless shifting up to 6 actually. And the Atenza. don't notice it as well until the car is... Until you feel like you're under control with the car, you don't realise how much you've just had to slow down to make that possible. Until you look at the speedo and think, Christ, I should be like another 20 mile an hour quicker through here. Right, I'm somewhat getting there now. I'm going to get round P12. As you can see, I was a second quicker on that lap, possibly because we've had no traffic. Getting turned in enough there. Go, 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 go. At least I'm not 40 seconds behind like the last race. Right, Couscous in P11 there. Let's see. Don't quite think we're going to catch up to him, to be honest with you. 1.9 is the gap, unless he makes a mistake. A little bit of rain on the last lap here might make things interesting if it rains heavy enough. Go, go, go. 1.9 still, haven't closed that gap at all. Couscous is great though, he's not going to be making any mistakes, I don't think. Or losing any unnecessary time. Oh, here we go, here we go. Just going to mess things up for the bus stop chicane. I hope so. It's me that makes the mistake. Oh man, how many people have messed up the chicane though? Oh, almost me. I'm going to be one of them. Oh, I can't even get the car turned. It's like a boat through there. Are we going to nab a place though? Yes, only just. Oh man, P12. 1 second penalty at the end as well. So we actually didn't make up that place. Deary me. Oh no, we did. Did we? Did we not? I don't know. Yeah, we did. We lost it. Bibby, how we doing? Believe it or not, you play on controller. Well, I do not know how you do it. I've got so used to racing on the wheel now that I just... This is horrific. That feels horrible. How did you get on in that race though, mate? How did you do? Oh, P2, nice. I think you were starting mid-table there, weren't you? So you've done well there. Nice. Not too shabby. I don't think we're going to be streaming for too long on this one because it really does frustrate me not being as quick as I know I could be. I get really wound up about it as well. So you should have seen me when I was off stream doing a race. Some broken furniture or close to. So a bit of a nightmare. So we'll do a couple of more races. It was just so that I could say that I've not missed my usual stream. But Kirith did well there as well. He's up to P3. Oh, I just dropped my phone. Ugh. Lovely. Lovely. Right, let's get onto this. Let me see if Kirith is streaming as well. He is. Let's just tune in and say sorry for the few taps. Oh. Bosh. Right, so let's jump back in this end. Was there any other cars that were worth looking at? I mean, the Luna doing well in the 458 there. The Sylvia seems to be obviously kind of, I would say, the car of choice there. 4-wheel drive, if I'm not mistaken. So that's probably why. The Veyron as well doing very, very well, which is a bit of a... I wasn't expecting to see that one up there. GR Supra, definitely wasn't expecting to see that one up there. I thought it would have been all 4-wheel drives, but then again, qualifying isn't necessarily in the wet. So that, plays a big part. A lot of people doing qualifying before they do... or doing their qualifying, end up being dry, and then they can go into the wet races, or the races where there might be a bit of rain, and ending up in a nice 4-wheel drive car that sorts them out. But I'm just going to have to go for it here and see what I can do. Larry, how are you doing? Good to see everyone. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Great race last night. I think it was P2 for you, wasn't it? Adam with the race win, you with P2. So I'm sure John will be mega, mega happy with those points down for him. I don't know if will John get the points, or will you now be another entry in? Oh, another entry in the championship. Oh, pause and go at the settings. Yes. Oh, good point. Controlling. Right, okay. Let's have a little look then. See if this makes things any better. I'm going to put it on 10 just to see what the crack is. That literally doesn't... It feels a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit quicker. But it doesn't feel as good as I thought that it would do, if that makes any sense. Oh, that's horrible now. One thing I will say is that the R2 and L2, the trigger effect, yeah, that is a feature that you don't want to turn off if you're racing on pad. That does actually feel good, particularly on the brake. It feels a little bit weird to actually not have that now, that resistance as you put your foot down. Oh, that's a bit better. That actually is a little bit better. I'm just going to be doing S's all over the track while I try and get used to this. Right, that's a bit better with the steering sensitivity on. I do have to say that. Oh, it's almost too much now, considering I'm so used to trying to brake early, to steer early. John would go ape if he did get to keep the points. Yeah, I bet he would. Exactly. He'd be devastated. You did tell me, Ark. You did tell me. I appreciate that, because I would have been racing and getting very annoyed. I'm going to take my foot off. I've just realised I've had my foot on top of my camera bag there. That wasn't a very good idea. Oh, see, I'm managing that apex now. Apex turn 1 a little bit better and a little bit nicer and smoother, so that's good. I appreciate the heads up there, Ark, because I didn't even think about controller settings. Oh, might just have kept that in there. I don't quite know. Oh, chase cam. Ugh. Rank. Absolutely rank. That has got to be the worst camera view of all time for a racing game, that. I know it's like, you know, the go-to and the default and we should be used to seeing it, but who in their right mind, what absolute sicko would want to race an actual racing game like this? Ugh. That's a bit better. I can accept that if you're racing on pad. I'm not a fan of this view if you're racing on wheel, because I don't like the delay in you moving the wheel and what you see on screen. Yeah, 100%, Larry. We'd love to have you in the championship, mate. That'd be awesome. You have the sensitivity on 10. Well, that's what I'm gonna go for, and I'm gonna see how I get on. Kirith in this one again, and Bibby there as well. Oops. Good luck. Good luck, guys. Dudes. Right. We're starting at the back again, by the way. I think Kirith was starting at the back on the last one, and then he's gone and set a blisteringly quick 2:28.9 for his lap time. And that David there, who is top spot, he had fastest lap of the last race as well, so he's quick. I don't know if he dropped to the back or if he was also starting from the back, because we ended up racing alongside him a little bit. So, dearie me, right, we'll do another race, and then we possibly do one more, and we may call it a day at that point. Just through nature of not wanting to embarrass myself too much on the stream. Right, let's go. Second race. Let's see all of the other faults that I can find with racing on pad. Right, at least I only actually need one right and left there to look between map and that. How did everyone end up after the race yesterday on points? I'm actually not too sure. I think it's normally Brian that does the leaderboard. Oh, now I've messed this up big time, haven't I? I think it's Brian that normally does the leaderboard. I think Adam will be a little bit closer to me now. John, obviously, a lot closer as well, courtesy of your points, Larry. But yeah, we need you in next season's. I'm not sure what the next season is actually going to be, but it'll probably be starting like July, August, something like that, September time. We normally manage to get 2 a year, I think. Maybe it's 3, depending on the schedules and all that sort of stuff. I've got to go for this, haven't I? Actually, let's. Oh, someone's gone. That is then a problem though. I've got the sensitivity now on 10, which is great for those longer corners when you do want full lock. But then when you just want the tiniest little nudge like this over to the right here and over to the left, the car will then obviously overreact based on your what was my normal steering input for that sort of thing. So that's something to readjust to. Right, it'll be interesting to see then if I can now manage the corners with the same amount of throttle that I was saying that I should, you know, obviously there's a lot of corners I was saying I should be able to take this flat. Be interested to see if I now actually could do that courtesy of the steering input. sensitivity. Whoa. I should have been on the power way earlier there. Or I would have been if I was on controller. If I was on the wheel. Not controller, Christ. I want to get off the controller. Right, this has got to scream carnage, this, surely. Wheel to wheel there. Oh, it's almost like he's nudged him off. Right, we do manage to take that. Not necessarily flat, but enough in it to get the input that I want. Oh, I've been hit, and I've been hit again. Fantastic. If this resets me, I'll be fuming. Plenty damage. And plenty time lost, and plenty positions lost as well. Wonderful. Hit twice in the chicane. Thankfully though, still only 10 seconds off the leader. Try and pick a slipstream here. Still 6 gear, does nothing there. That's a little bit better with the steering sensitivity up though, because then it means that you can actually, if you do start cutting it fine to a corner or getting a bit too close to the apex, I can then actually rely on putting a bit of power down to introduce a little bit of understeer and run a little bit wider. So I'd much prefer to be doing my steering control, as weird as it seems, through the throttle. I'm sure you'll know what I mean by that. Pretty poorly explained, but if we just go full lock and we start to run a bit too close to the apex, we can just put a bit more power down and it'll just make the car turn that little bit slower. Or the steering input just be that little bit less effective when it's got acceleration to contend against. Right, couldn't even keep track of what was going on there. I don't know how many people served a penalty. Me and one other, I think. A couple of people going off and all that sort of stuff though. Right, do we think we will see anybody pitting? Last few laps was epic, great racing with you. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me, Larry? I don't think I was anywhere near you that race, was I? You mustn't have been talking to me. I think you must be talking to Ark or Adam. Unless you mean the point where you lapped me out of the pits, then in which case. Nice. Keep the power down there. That's worked out a bit better than I thought it would do. Just held on to the track limits there. Kirith in the lead of the race then currently. P10's ran a little bit wide there. So we could possibly have a bit of a benefit on exit here. Is there any other guys up ahead? Ooh. Please don't be a penalty, please don't be a penalty, please don't be a penalty, please don't be a penalty. It's a penalty. That was elbows out. It's all fair enough though, good move. Can't argue with that one. Keeping this one in 5th until the engine blows up, basically. What's that? That's track limits. What an absolute idiot. How could I get that one so wrong? Oh, here we go. Oh, dearie me. Okie dokie then. Fair enough. Oh, Andy's gone as well. All 3 of them have gone. Oh, and we're going to have P10, as Martin Brundle would say, for good measure. What a belter. Oh, and then we lose that one. But we'll have it back against the BM. Problem being I've got a break earlier here and just try and focus on the exit. Lovely stuff. And then we lose a load of time. Wonderful. The fight for P10 again resets. Right, bit of rain incoming. Keep an eye on that. Looks like Kirith and David's having a good battle up front though. Right, everyone's fighting again. chasing down P10 again. Try not to get a penalty this time round. I think it's fair to say that I'll probably not be doing any more streams until I'm on the new rig. I really don't think that I'm doing myself many favours by streaming on pad, that's for sure. Gain 3 spots even with the pad, yeah. Works out alright when everybody else is driving like idiots. Oh, what on earth is that? Come on, there's another penalty. That. It's like you're setting a fastest lap and you think, alright mint, I've set a fastest lap, and then you immediately look at the actual race's fastest lap, and then it turns out that you're still 3 seconds off the pace. Another penalty for track limits there. I didn't think that one actually was, but maybe from an off-board it probably was. Oh, that's the sort of thing I mean about you slowing the car down, and then just at the point where you think, right, I've got the confidence to now, the car should behave and turn in, you've actually slowed down way too much. That's the other problem there. You see that I just lifted off the steering just the tiniest little bit, but then because it takes so long to get over, as soon as you lift off, it's immediately trying to reset itself back to centre, whereas that wouldn't. Obviously I'm lifting off, maybe it's just a little bit too much, but that you can be a lot quicker than that on a wheel, and I just can't do what I'm trying to do, or kind of control the car in the way that I'm now used to trying to control the car. Penalty. Right, it doesn't look like we're going to have any rain unless some more falls on the last lap. Another penalty, no. Yeah, I saw a lot of lags as well last night. A lot of sort of, wasn't so much lagging as much as it was just the car fishtailing. You could see where the car was meant to be, but it was sort of just like, it was always the back end of the car that was like constantly just doing that, or at least that's what I was getting. So a little bit annoying, a little bit difficult to exactly put trust in, work out, you know, exactly where a car is, especially when you're trying to race wheel to wheel. There's a lot of good racing goes on in the British Heart Foundation Championship, so you want to make sure that that stays the case, and you're just hoping that they're seeing on their screen what you're seeing, which I'm not always so sure that they are. So oh man, I think it was Adam. I think Adam, you commented on the video earlier, or commented on the stream from last night, saying you could see the frustration, which is is exactly how I'm driving at the moment. Just so annoying to know that I could be a lot quicker. I could be up at the front, I think, if I was on a wheel in this lobby. Genuinely. Oh, penalty again, no doubt, and again. Oh, I'm then turning too early to try and like counteract the slow steering. Ah. I don't know how people do this and are so quick. Some of the top 10 times, or a lot of the top 10 times that you see on some of the leaderboards, are set on pad, and it's really difficult to tell the difference. You can sometimes tell by, if you literally just watch the red input at the top there, you can sometimes tell what they're whether they're on wheel or not. But pace wise and, you know, racing line wise and everything else, when you're watching their laps, you wouldn't be able to tell what they're on, and I've got absolutely no idea how, because I am really struggling. Struggling so much. Ken, how we doing, mate? Hope we're all well. This is not the stream to tune into, mate, I can tell you that much. Deary me. It is all going wrong. We'll do one more race after this, and then I'll probably be calling it a day. Almost lost that one there. Track. P3 went into the pits there. He must have had such a big gap from the guy behind that he knew he could go into the pits and be fine. Oh man, this is awful. Might as well cut that corner again. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Yeah, Kirith was in this one. We were racing him in the last race, but by that I just mean bumping into him all the time. Driving horrendously on pad at the moment, but I can't wait to be on the new rig next week, or the week after. Away down to London next week, so be the week after. I had some insane races in British Heart Foundation. Only done 6 races and they've all been cracking. Yeah, they've been this season's been my favourite, admittedly, because it's the one that I've actually done pretty well in. The last few, not so much. We used to do a lot of tuning championships where tuning was allowed, and that was I struggled a lot with that. But with the balance of power, considering I'm doing that every night on the daily races, that's where I've managed to do quite well this season. So. No worries at all, Larry. I don't think you missed. Are you talking about this stream? Missing this stream. It has been a shorter one. It's not. I haven't been on this one for very long, but I will do one last race. Let's see if we can set a quali time here. But I will do one last race. So we've only done 3. I'm going to end. It's a much shorter stream, this one, just by nature of being utterly pants. Oh, and we've got rain coming in. So if I now reset this, does this change the weather? I hope it does. But I don't think it does. No, it just makes it worse. I don't want to be doing my qualifying in the wet, but it doesn't look like I've got much choice. Because all the super fast times that you're seeing, the 228s, 229s, 227s actually, isn't it, up the very top, all of that has been done in the dry, obviously. You can't be that quick in the pouring down rain. So all of that has been done in the dry. As you can see, I'm about to drive through a load of torrential rain, so that is no use to me. Right, well, I should get 2 laps in here. Oh, possibly just, maybe it's even not 2 laps now that we're in the rain. No. Almost. That's going to be my final critique of the pad, actually. We've just seen there that I almost binned it. I saved it fairly quickly and fairly easily. But that's almost to the defect, I think, of pad, almost to its detriment, because you can be in a slide like that and then all you have to do is just quickly fling the stick right or left, opposite way, armful of opposite lock, as they would say, on a steering wheel. And that's all that you have to do, and it feels too easy, because on a wheel you have to work so much harder to be able to do that. The car almost self-corrects when you do that. I've got no assists on here on pad, and yet the car still almost feels like it self-corrects when you make a mistake. And it actually gives a sense that if you bin it or you get into trouble, it's almost like a little cheat code. It's almost what it feels like. If you press, you know, when you would play, I don't even know, Grand Theft Auto was the only one, because I used to have a book that was pretty much a book filled with cheat codes for that. That's almost what it feels like. If you're falling through the air, you used to be able to like press a few codes and all of a sudden you would have a parachute on your back. That is what the pad feels like when you're saving it in such a, what would have been realistically there, a really, really difficult mistake to save on a wheel. That would have been really, really difficult to correct that. But it just feels like you go like that and you're sorted on pad. It almost feels so much like a cheat code or a get out of jail free in how easy it is to correct it on pad, and that's not something that I'm a fan of. It makes it a lot easier. It can possibly make you faster if you're someone like me who does make a load of mistakes. It can possibly improve your races if you're prone to the odd mistake, which I certainly am. But that I should have binned it there basically, or I should have had to work a lot harder to try and save that, and you just don't have to. So that's my little ramble, final ramble, I think, on pad. My decision is more or less made. See if we can do it again. with the mistake that you almost seen me make. Not going to be able to do it yet. Just, it is insane how easy it is. To save it on pad. Like this here. There you go. And then you can literally do that sort of stuff for a laugh. Driving along here is not normally fun. Look at that. We're almost sideways. We were literally at 45 degrees. 45 degrees. One quick flick to the left there and we are straight. 90 degrees, sorry. Not even 45 degrees. My maths is horrific there. 90 degrees. We were pretty much sliding sideways. 90 degrees to the road. And literally is all you need. I don't know if you've seen that on the thing. I'll lift that up higher. That is all that we've needed to do to save it. That is really, you know, really does give a vast misinterpretation of things. Let me just check. Yeah, this is going to be intermediates. Intermediates on for this one. Greg, how we doing? Good evening, good evening. Yeah, I suppose it has its limitations, Larry. Yeah, easier to correct, harder to trail brake. Yeah, definitely find that. Definitely find that. 100%. I feel like the control throughout the corners is really linear. You have to, it's kind of like, excuse me, with the wheel you can kind of do 2 or 3 things at once. This game makes it really, really difficult to have any kind of braking input and still be turning. But I find that on pad you have to be very linear. You have to be accelerating, then you get off the accelerator, then you press the brake, then you come off the brake, then you try and turn, then you stop turning, then you put your foot down. Whereas when you're on a wheel you're kind of doing a mismatch of all of that, you know, sort of like split second by split second. So yeah, that's where I feel like I'm losing the most time, is just in and around the corners, which is obviously where most lap time is made up. So I'm definitely struggling with that. I can't wait to get back onto a wheel, honestly. Right, come on then. Final race of the stream. Let's see how we manage. See how we cope here. Might give us a few opportunities, considering we're now on into wet weather racing here. Already got yellow flags. Around the outside, don't push us off. Thank you very much. Right, we're up to P12 then, from P14. This might just be the race that we've been after. Is Gus going to get through here? I think that he is. We, however, are not. Brakes very early. Rightly so, because I just almost caught myself right out there. Although, oh! Oh, no! I think he made a mistake there. I don't quite know what happened there, but I think he made a bit of a mistake, which is what put him into us. Yes, Bibby. Now there's a slight dry line here, which is interesting. That's kind of already formed, if you like. We must have had a few support races on. Oh my god, look at how much slower we need to be through Puyong there. .4, 7.3, 7.2. Gaining time rapidly to the leader here. This is where we find the benefit of the four-wheel drive cars, I think. So hopefully these first few laps, let's see if we can try and... Oh, let's not get up on the curb there. Spun massively almost on the curb. Let's get off these curbs as well, shall we? Try and get off these, stay on the dry line, or what is close to a dry line. Oh, do we almost need to be here, do we think? On to the full wets. It's almost warranting it. Jesus, I'm going to have to lift here just to be safe. Oh, we're still going to run wide. No, we're not. We're alright. Go, 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 go. Are we still going to get more rain, do we think, here? Oh, please slow down, because I've actually got an opportunity for a good result here. Go, 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 go. Oh, look at the acceleration of the four-wheel drive. This attends at. What a beast. What an absolute beast. Right, can we get ourselves up onto the podium then? I suppose that has to be the aim. Try and get a nice cut back here. Get the power down nice and early. We're going to get round the Sylvia there. This is where it's going to go wrong for me. I can just sense it. No, not quite. Lovely stuff. We're still on track. How was this race all of a sudden going so well? I'm going to be offline here, but I'm going to try and outbrake. Oh, feel the car sliding. P1's got a penalty. P1's got a penalty. Oh, that is bad. That is bad. Give the place back. Give the place back. Give the place back. There we go. Sorry, buddy. Make sure that he keeps that one. I'll make sure he keeps it for another turn there as well, since we've hugely disadvantaged him. Defending there, but I was actually going to try and give him a nudge. Not the kind of nudge that we've just gave him, but a beneficial one, as I will do a little bit further along here. I'm willing to work with him. I think it's worth trying to work with him. Oh, we might actually get around the outside here. Is the four-wheel drive going to come in handy? We've got someone to our outside. We're then going to have the inside line and the right to that line. He's going to throw this one down the inside. I can just tell. In it he goes. Yep, he's got the right to that one. I've got to give way there now. Can't say fairer than that. I'm hopefully going to have the advantage through this corner though with the four-wheel drive. Go, go, go. Are we going to need to start getting off these intermediate tyres? One more lap and I would hopefully say so. Go, 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 go. I really wanted to be on the outside there so that I would have the inside for the bus stop. Nobody into the pits yet. Who's going to be the first to blink? Try and push me as far into that corner as he can do. All fair enough. Lovely stuff though. Really good racing. Right, this might actually be the first race on pad. That isn't too bad. Go, 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 go. Don't pit, it costs too much time. What are you saying then? Just don't pit at all, stay on the inters, are you saying? I suppose you might have a point if that is actually the case, because the pit stop is like 40 odd seconds, so you might have a point if that's what you're saying, Adam. You're not going to make up 40 odd seconds in 5 laps, are you? 4 laps. 10 seconds a lap quicker. Highly unlikely. That said, we're lapping at a 2:48 at the moment. Sorry, that was Larry. I think I said Adam had commented that. Sorry, that is my eyes. Apologies, Larry. Yeah, you're saying don't pit. Are we 100% certain on that? Because we're pretty much at dry tyre, slick racing territory now. See what these guys do. I feel like I've just dropped off from them though now. Oh, there you go. Someone's gone wide. We said we wanted the podium. Is that our chance? It looks like it's going to be. Hopefully try and sling shoot past him here, but he's just going to be blocking the way for us ever so slightly now. Oh, yellow flag's up ahead. What's that for though? What's that for? There's a lapped runner. The fight is on for the podium. I'll come out and be too far behind. Fair enough. If that's what we reckon. But I am wondering though, you know. I tell you what, we'll have a look at that Jules there. I've got no idea what that flag is, but Jules, let's see where if he starts banging in a fastest lap, then we got to go for it, I think. Still want this podium though. I've just not got the pace on the front runner. Go. Nah, not a chance. We might have this podium though. I just need to try and close that gap a little bit more. I'm considering going into the pits, but 7 seconds a lap is all that we're really going to have, I would have thought. See what he does, see what he does. He goes into the pits. He's gone in, the leader has. I think that was the leader. It might have been lap runner. No, it's P2. He goes into the pits. This is going to be interesting. See where he comes out then. He's going to have to be about 20... He's going to have to be about 30 seconds behind for us to know he's 1,000,000% not going into the pits. Sorry, he's going into the pits, obviously. To know that he's 1,000,000% not going to catch up after going into the pits. We've got the slipstream here. If you were going to go, you've got to commit to it earlier. There's no good committing to it now. We've got to stick with this no stop. Go, come on. Oh no. got so much pace, the race leader though. Absolutely mega pace. Not happening at the moment. Ironically, fastest lap is still going to go, or is still with the Brit in P1, who is on the intermediates. It's absolutely bizarre. So I really wouldn't have expected that. Oh, as a lap runner sends it. Right, I'm in danger now of being overtaken actually. So I really need to watch. This guy is desperate to unlap himself. He's got the pace on the straights to do it. Almost been in it there. Oh, there we go. Possibly going to lose out on this podium. Oh, and that lap runner there absolutely sends one into the barriers. Alright, just lost so much pace to the South African there in P2. I actually think was this guy not P2? Was this guy the guy who pitted? I think it might be, you know. I think it might be, you know. He's going to go for it there. Front tyres are just absolutely done in now though. How's P1 had so much pace? That is absolutely stupendously quick. Really impressive. Right, that is a substantial loss, but it does mean that we can just brake a lot later into the bus stop. Not too late though. Look how much tyre wear we've now got on these fronts though. These intermediates struggling to grip on what is now essentially a dry track. And struggle to slow down. Go, go, go. Off out, no worries, Adam. I shall catch you in a little bit, mate. If not this week, then next. And hopefully I should be back on the rig next time that you're, well, next time that everybody tunes in, really. Right, just missed out on the podium on this one then, which is a bit of a shame. I think that is P2, who's maybe come back through the field a little bit there. P1 absolutely rapid. I don't know how he's setting that kind of pace on the inters though, knowing that they'll be as worn as mine right now. Really impressive. I'd love to do this race on a wheel a little bit later in the week, if I could, and compare how well I managed to get on with both setups. He was always going to breeze past me once he'd managed to catch back up. Because that was the hard part that he needed to do. And he's done it, so fair play. But that is going to be, it looks like, a P4. Well, there we are. That is my experience for the night. Fairly well documented on driving on pad, or going back to pad. Looks like that Silvia is a pretty good and popular choice though for the race. But I'm liking the Atenza. Not a bad shout. But there we are. Really hope you've enjoyed this stream. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I shall catch you in another one. Where I will be ditching the pad and I'll be back on a proper rig. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be hopefully setting it up this week. If not, it'll be next week when I'm back from London, and then the following week will be, you know, that sort of next Monday will be the stream where we introduce the rig. We got internet fitted today. It looks like that was all fine and dandy, no problems there, which is good. So I can hopefully get straight on with working from home and setting up the stream and all that sort of stuff. So there's the potential that this one that we've just done tonight will be the last one for a couple of weeks. And then hopefully we will be back with a bit of a bang. So I hope I will see everybody there. In a new house, new stream, setup, new rig, new me. So there we go. Hopefully catch everybody for that one then. I've really enjoyed that stream nonetheless though, as difficult and as horrid as it was doing it on pad. But there we are. Hope everybody's enjoyed it. I should catch you all in a little bit, and enjoy the rest of your week. And enjoy the next few weeks, because it'll be a while before I see you all again. So catch you all back here in a few weeks, and I shall see you in a little bit. Doodles!